Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with a review of the 1/144th scale RX-78F00 Gundam and G-Dog, provided to me by Site 7 Exports, your one-stop shop for Gundam Base, Gundam Factory, and P Bandai stuff linked down below. And even though this particular version of the RX-78 isn't officially called a high grade, you can rest assured that it comes with all of the quality you'd expect from a modern high grade, and more. Seam lines are mostly hidden, and the amount of detailing is absolutely phenomenal. It really made me fall in love with this kit, way more than I was expecting. In addition to this, it also comes with a small slide of marking stickers and then this giant normal sticker sheet. But fear not, most of these stickers are actually for the G-Dog. All of the light gray you see on it are stickers. As for the ones on the RX-78, then we get one for each eye, and the eyes themselves are molded in clear plastic, making them great for people who want to paint them or mod them. Then we've got a main camera sticker, back camera sticker, crotch V-fin sticker, and green and red stickers for the lights on the shoulders and on the knees. So from the perspective of the normal RX-78 colors, this would make our little kit here completely color accurate, but not this thing. Just look at that concept art. That kind of color separation would even surpass what a real grade could offer, so it is completely normal that they didn't even attempt to do that on this kit, nor did they give us any stickers in some vain attempt to emulate it, which frankly would have looked horrible anyways. And honestly, as a straight build, this thing looks plenty awesome as is. And now let's have a look at the weapons that this thing comes with. Starting off with what's already on the mobile suit, we have 60mm Vulcans on the head that have to be painted gray. Then on the backpack, we get two beam saber blades, and while we have seen beam sabers in multiple colors, like with a black band on them, I don't think we've ever had a beam saber that had a different colored tip. And then to go along with these beam sabers, we also get two nice long new style beam saber blade effect parts. And most important of all, they also fit very securely into the hands. Next up then, we get the Gundam's signature beam rifle, and just as with the mobile suit itself, this thing is extremely well detailed. The only thing that would give away that this is a high grade is that there is still a seam line running right through the middle of it. Then we of course get a movable scope and also a movable handle. To attach it to the Gundam then, we get an included trigger finger hand which holds onto it very securely, allowing you to easily put it into a variety of poses. And if you want to make your poses that little bit more dynamic, we also get two included open hands. For defensive purposes then, we get a very nicely detailed shield, and not only does it peg into the arm this time around, but it also has a functional handle, which is something I always appreciate. Another thing that I really like about this Gundam here is that the hole on the arm where the shield goes into actually has a cover to remove, so it doesn't have an ugly hole staring at you when you don't have the shield in there. So to attach it to the arm, you simply slide it into the hand and then hook it up to the arm. And an extra benefit of that functioning handle is that he can actually also hold on to the shield with just that handle. Again, something I absolutely love. And then if you don't want to use the shield, you can simply remove it, peg this thing into the upper slot, and then hook it up to the back where unfortunately there is no cover for the hole there. And then of course the final and biggest accessory of this set is the Gundam dock. And this is a pretty cool thing too. We get some movable parts, like these ramps can go in and out. This whole assembly can move forwards and backwards, and then this part that attaches to the Gundam can be placed here and here as well to replicate the movements of the real life movable Gundam. Attaching our Gundam to it is very simple. First, you just have to remove all of the weapons that you have attached to it, remove this panel, and then hook them up to the Gundam dock. And now you too can replicate the amazement of the life-sized movable Gundam in your own room. And with all of those amazing accessories out of the way, let's have a look at the articulation of this thing. The head is on a double ball joint, goes nicely up, nicely down, forwards and backwards, and will of course also rotate around all the way. The shoulders then are on ball joints, will wiggle around, turn around, and do everything a ball joint does. It's also on an extra hinge joint, and then the arm itself will also go up and down, allowing you to recreate the final shooting pose. And then quite uniquely for a high grade, the arm doesn't rotate around below the shoulder, but above the elbow. The elbow then is double jointed, but unfortunately only goes up about that far. The hands are on ball joints, will wiggle around, turn around, and do everything a ball joint does. On the backpack, nothing moves. These thrusters are just pegged in there, but the waist does have some pretty cool movement. It's got a ball joint at the bottom and then a hinge joint right there. So backwards a little bit, but forwards quite nicely. Side to side, also a little bit on that ball joint, and then we'll rotate around about that far. The front skirts are molded together, but as always can be separated. The legs go really nicely forwards, backwards then only about that far, but the outwards movement is again pretty nice. They will rotate around all the way, bend at the knee on two joints, not too bad. And then the feet are as usual on the hinge and ball joint combo, go nicely forwards, nicely backwards, side to side a little bit, will rotate around a little bit, and then of course the ankle guard will go up and down. And I almost forgot to mention that when we have a look underneath the skirt armor, we not only get a hole for a round action base connector, but we also get an extra joint there. So sufficient to say, this kit has some pretty good articulation to go along with that really nice detailing, allowing you to take some really cool action shots. So as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? And while I was fully expecting this to be a nice model kit that would be worth buying, I wasn't expecting it to also become my favorite 1/144 scale RX-78. The detailing just works so well on it, and combine that with great articulation and a nice dock, and the only thing I can really say is that it would have been nice if it also came with a bazooka. So yes, not only is it worth buying once, but I would even say it's worth buying multiples to paint it in the different color scheme of all of the RX-78s. So for some size comparisons then, first of all, here it is next to the old high-grade Universal Century RX-78-2 and the Revive RX-78-2. And as much as I loved the old one to death, I guess it has finally been replaced in my heart. Next up then, here it is next to the revived Char Zaku 2 and the Zaku F2. And now I would really want to see a Zaku 2 done in the same style as this Gundam. I really wonder what that would look like. And then finally, here it is next to the standard sized Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. And of course, I would also have nothing against seeing these two in that same realistic style as the RX-78F00. So that's all for this review, brought to you by Site 7 Exports. Again, links down below. And as always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next time.